Let's roll. Guys, there's been a crimson takeover in West Alabama. And Marvin, you know this as well as I do, playing in the Tuscaloosa area. West Alabama was kind of that school growing up you just went to if you wanted to keep playing ball. I couldn't tell you who their coaches were. But now, man, it might be a little bit of a destination with the coaching staff over there.
I'll tell you this, man. Growing up, you are 100% correct, Pettey. Growing up in Tuscaloosa, nobody ever talked about UWA football. It was an afterthought. It was like an extension of high school football. I only know one person that played at UWA of all the people who I know who played football in high school. It wasn't something where it was just like, I want to go to UWA. So I want to give Coach Cochran credit for something. He has done something that not a lot of coaches do. A lot of guys get these jobs, and then they'll go hire guys and bring them in that have been in the business for a while. He's given a lot of young guys an opportunity to get their foot in the door. Not only get their foot in the door, but they're going to get the spotlight no other. With that group of collective talent and Coach Cochran, they're going to get more publicity than they ever imagined in their life. So he is going to launch some coaching careers here, man. That is big. And Coach Cochran, big up to you for reaching back.
Livingston, Alabama was the desert. Livingston was the desert. And now you bring in Scott Cochran, who was the right person to pump that desert up and to get some attraction there is Scott Cochran. And the fact that he was able to pull in guys that he was so close with at the University of Alabama as a strength coach. Remember, he was close with Blake Sims. And to give Blake a chance, he was close to O.J. Howard. Remember, when nobody was giving O.J. the ball at Alabama prior to the college football playoff, it was Cochran who pulled up on O.J. Hey, bro, keep grinding. Hey, bro, keep working. Hey, bro, Kiffin is going to look your way. Keep working on this thing. And Cochran was able to show O.J. you will get that chance. Now O.J.'s there. You got Damion Square, the master behind the speech. You going to find out. I'm going to choke him out. I'm going to snap to the whistle. And now you got Damion Square over there. Now you got Bo Scarbrough over there. Now you got Thomas Fletcher, who's the biggest shock to me. Thomas Fletcher, from a special teams perspective, he's over there. And then they have Ronnie Clark, somebody who had been through so much as a running back, as a former defensive back, the injuries that Ronnie had to endure. Cochran played a major role in keeping all of those young men, their mental, where it need to be at. And now for all of those guys to be back with Scott Cochran, pumping up Livingston, this is huge.
All right, so we got Damion Square, D-line coach. Huge advantage, right? You got NFL pedigree. That's a good teacher that understands what it is for these young guys to get to wherever they need to get to. Like you guys said, West Alabama Tigers, it's not like a feeding ground of NFL talent coming out there. Last few years, Tyreek Hill, Malcolm Butler was the two guys. Then you got my man Blake Sims, wide receiver coach. Understands it from the receiver point of view and the quarterback's point of view, but also high school coach that can help you out in recruiting. Ronnie Clark, like you said, the adversity, he's going to be coaching running backs this year. O.J. Howard, director of player development, somebody that can inspire kids, give them the right motivation. Plus, he's another guy that you can use on an off-the-field mode, but also in the offseason help these guys out in terms of understanding the tight end position. And our very own Dr. Bo Scarbrough, director of high school relations. What other guy after West Alabama to be able to connect with the high school coaches in that region, but also pour a lot into these young men? And I think they got a secret sauce. And I'll say it, Reggie Ragland, linebacker coach. How outstanding is that? Now, listen, you understand, I get the scoop from the scoop, but I only get the scoop from the guy's mouth. Talk to me.
Listen, man, I texted Reggie 2 days ago. I said, you next. I texted him that. He gonna text back LOL. I told him 2 days ago, you're next.
Right. But I just think that it's a new wave of what's happening right now in the college ecosystem, where you see former players starting off with Coach Prime, then going to Deshaun Jackson at Delaware State. Eddie Georges got the head coach at Bowling Green. You got Michael Vick at Norfolk State. And now you have Scott Cochran just bringing back a lot of former players, not from the – go ahead, Marvin.
Now, when I will let you finish, but when you finish, I want to give you something to add to that.
But not only from that, you're just seeing that guys that played in the NFL, there's a 3 or 4 years that at the end of once you finish playing, you can't even figure out what you need to do. I've sat and counseled plenty of these guys and just say, hey, you know what? Find a way to give back to something that you've done your entire life, and that's play ball. But one of the hardest things to do is get back in that space. Marvin, you know how hard it is. Most of the time, you got to be a graduate assistant, then an analyst, then tag along for a few years. And before you know it, it's like 6 years before you can actually get into coaching. So shout out to guys that are giving these guys an opportunity to coach and teach and give back to the game what the game gave back to them.
Coach, I want you to add something to what you just said. How many times, I know I've done it before and I've seen it done. How many times have you said to a coach, how you going to teach me how to do something that you never done or couldn't damn do? Now you go out and get guys who've done it and who can damn do it at a high level.
Right. And like I said to Reggie when I was talking to him yesterday, it's really now going around and learning how to teach. Because the same way that you learned how to play ball might not necessarily be the same way that every one of your players understand how to play ball. Go ahead.
They hired Reggie for real?
I'm just giving you info that you don't have that I'm gonna get to you.
I've been in the hole, so I didn't know if it had happened or not yet. But I said it 2 days ago.
Dropping news on the show.
It ain't break to the world, but it broke the smoke. I've been doing this.
I told him 2 days ago. He go LOL. I knew it.
I've been talking to Rag for a couple of weeks now about
breaking news here at the Bama Standard. Right there, you heard it from Smoke.
Hey y'all, he smoked Chef to Dixon.
But man, what this also does is for years, and Marvin, it goes back to what we said out of the gate. You didn't go to West Alabama unless you wanted to keep playing football. Where the talent went, if you weren't good enough to play for Alabama, Auburn, whatever, you went to junior colleges in Mississippi. This will get those players from East Mississippi and West Alabama. That'll get their attention to come to Livingston now because you're going to want to be coached by those guys. It could absolutely grab a lot of talent that's been leaving the state and going to the junior colleges for years.
It's going to because, again, like I just said, how many times have we seen guys say, man, how you going to tell me how to do something? Your ass can't go out here and damn do it. Man, do this. All right, let me see you do it. Come on. And I want you to do it on somebody, not on this page. Do it for real.
And here's the big thing. I got a close friend of mine, guys. He's out of Dalton, Georgia. His son right now has just been offered by Scott Cochran at West Alabama.
Sir.
His son's been offered to play center. Good friend of mine.
You know what? I'm gonna do what Shefty and them do and they pretend like they getting breaking news. Hey, fellas, Blake Sims and Reggie Ragland gonna be on the show this Tuesday.
Woo, guys. Look, man, that's exciting. And moreover, there's no more talented coaching staff with the experience. This will do wonderful things for Livingston as a city too. It's going to bring in some stuff. This is great for that town. It's great for that university. It's going to get an influx of talent.
But guys, understand it's a trickle down effect of recruiting right now. It's going to help out West Alabama because you're seeing less and less high school kids actually sign to these P4 schools, G5 schools, or even Division I AA. So everything's trickling down, and West Alabama is going to get more talent and better talent with also the understanding that they have some guys over there. What Coach Prime did in Colorado was kind of the blueprint for everyone now that's in the space of recruiting and coaching football in college.
They're going to have some jobs too, man. You got to think about what that's going to do to the local economy, man. Because that is not a very resource-rich area, man. So that is going to do wonders for that community, brother.
Yeah.
Scott Cochran, way to go. Listen, the only other guy that say you got to get in contact with and get on that staff, one Kendall Moorhead.
Is that the next domino?
Oh, man. I would love to see my guy Kendall go out there and teach because he's one of the better teachers of that defensive line position.
Well, speaking of dominoes, check us out on Tuesday. Obviously, we're going to have some of these guys now with West Alabama on the Bama Standard. You won't want to miss it.